So yo, what up, ninjas? It's fucking Test Dummy 22, and I just got home from work drinking a Mike's fucking hard lemonade like I usually do when I get home. I drink one, and I get, not even buzzed. But I think I'm gonna go downstairs and get a beer. But this is gonna be kind of off topic of what I usually talk about. This ain't got nothing to do with juggaloism or juggalos or anything like that. Nothing to do with psychopathic, nothing to do with underground music, nothing to do with none of that shit. This has got something to do with morality, and this has something to do with the way shit is in our world and how fucked up shit is. Okay, I believe that our country is ridiculous. I don't even want to call myself an American anymore. And I've been feeling like this for years, so this isn't nothing new for me. But today I was at work, and I work at night. I start at 12 o'clock at midnight. I get off at 8 o'clock in the morning. And there was news on, obviously, on the radio. We listen to radio all night. And in the morning, news comes on, and you hear news for about 2 hours straight. In the morning, until 8 o'clock, we hear a lot of news, because it starts at like 6. And it's every morning I hear something, somebody killing somebody or raping somebody or doing something bad. I mean, that's what the news is all about, pretty much. And, I guess you can't help it. People are people. There's a lot of people, and people do bad things. People sin. But, today, and the kid that it happened to, I probably wouldn't have liked the kid myself, I probably wouldn't have liked to do it either. But supposedly 2 kids shot and killed this one kid, and while he was laying on the ground bleeding and dying, I mean literally dying, these kids just come up and take his shoes. The same kids that shot him, they take his shoes while he's dying, after they killed him. I mean, it only shows just how people are and how no one really gives a fuck about anybody and how fucked up our society is. Now, these kids go to court and, they're going to get sentenced, and most likely they'll get, 30 to 20 to 15 years in jail or some shit like that, depending on whatever happened. Okay, but they'll get out sooner or later. Most likely they won't get life in jail for this. And, I don't think life in jail is even a good sentence. This is what the video's about, okay? I believe that the way we used to do things, alright, back in the day, the good old America, the America that I grew up listening to my ancestors, my grandfather, and other people in my family talk about, the America that was once a thriving, economic fucking powerhouse, you know what I mean, that had factories and jobs, and, you could sit out in your front porch and you could leave your front door open, and you wave to the people you see walking down the street, and you said hi to people. The America that the cops didn't treat every motherfucker like they're a murderer. The America that, that you were proud to be a part of. Okay, now, to get back to that America, it's not going to be easy, but I believe that one step we can take in that direction, and there's a couple steps. I mean, A, stop letting fucking people in this country that don't belong in this country, unless they have a good reason to be here and they can prove that they're going to be a productive member of society. If they cannot prove that they're going to be productive, then guess what? You're not allowed. If you're not productive, you're not allowed. A, period, point blank, get the fuck out of my country. B, if you kill somebody, if you rape somebody, if you do a horrific crime, one punishable by death, you should be punished by death. If you kill another human being, you too should be killed. And no, not with lethal injection, not with, these stupid fucking dumb methods. No, wherever you live at, your town square, the most popular place in your fucking city, you should be brung there and either hung, shot, or beheaded in front of everyone. And it should be broadcast on local television and radio so that everybody knows that if you fucking do this shit, you're gonna die. And you're gonna die in front of everyone. And I'd make it so humiliating and so fucking horrific that people would be scared to death to commit crimes, to murder other people. I would make it so horrible. But no, It's not horrible. You're going to go to state penitentiary. You're going to get put in a cell where you can watch TV, smoke cigarettes, you know, eat food, do whatever you want, have friends. You know, obviously you're going to be a fucking homo. You're still going to be able to have sex because you're going to turn into a fucking homo. You know, like, and I'm saying homo. I don't have any problem with gay people. You know, that's just how I talk, but to get that across, I didn't mean it. You know, if I'm offending anybody, I didn't mean to offend anybody. No problem with gay people. You do what you do. More power to you. But you know, my point is, you know, these people are not punished well enough. I think it's ridiculous that, you know, jail time is it. I mean, when's the last time you hear of people getting, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure if you look on the internet, there's been some recent executions possibly in the country. But, you know, a couple 100 some years ago, or whatever, it was a normal thing. If somebody did something punishable by death, they got punished by death, and it happened in the town square. And I'm sorry, but the way crime is now, being at an all-time high, you know, being that things are so bad in our society, you think that we bring back some of those old ideals, some of those things that actually help get crime under control, and bring them back in. You know, it's like America. Every one of us, we're a bunch of pussies. It's like we're pansy-ass motherfuckers. It's like, you know, someone breaks into your fucking house and you go to jail for defending yourself. You know, there's so many things in this country that I could just flip out about and rant on for hours and hours. But this thing right here is exactly what I'm talking about. This kid being killed by these two other kids, and, you know, I'm also going to come out and say I'm not racist, alright? I'm not a racist person. My wife, my ex-wife, we're separated, whatever, okay? She's Puerto Rican. She's half Puerto Rican, half Irish, okay? Now, she has straight 100% Puerto Rican family members that I love to death. You know what I mean? I have no problem with Puerto Rican people that work and do what they're supposed to do. Everybody knows that in any race, whether it's white, black, Puerto Ricans, fucking Mexican, every race has their bad people, every race has their good people. But I will say that most of the crime that happens in my city is committed by people that are not of Caucasian origin or not of even black people. I'm talking more in my community. It's more Puerto Rican people committing these crimes than any. Now, if that's the case, and I was a government official or I was a president, maybe I would start thinking about figuring out why that is. Why is it that these minorities are the ones committing these kind of crimes? And then once you find out what the reason is, try to go in and help that situation. There's no way we can just kick every fucking minority out of the country, okay? And I'm not saying we should do that. I don't think that's right. I think it's retarded, and that's more along the lines of something Hitler would do, alright? And I'm definitely not a Hitler. But you need to start running your country more like a Hitler. And I'm not necessarily saying, you know, put people in gas chambers. I'm saying you need to be strong. You need to be stern. You need to be you need to give these people some kind of consequence other than jail. You need to be hard on people. And no, not the hard-working citizens, not the people who bust their ass every day, not the people who get caught with a dime bag of weed, not the people who, you know, steal a fucking pack of gum from the grocery store. We're talking about people who commit real crimes. Do not treat normal, everyday people who work their ass off and are struggling to survive in this bullshit country of ours, where it's almost impossible to survive if you aren't born with a silver fucking spoon in your mouth. I am so sick and fucking tired of every time you turn a corner, somebody's there to put a fucking fuck you sign in your face and stop you from making any real production in your life. You know, one day when you were fucking 18 years old, you decided to do something stupid, and it's going to stick with you for the rest of your life, and you'll never, ever, 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 ever be able to get past that. Every time you go for a job, every time you fill out an application, every time you try to get credit, try to lease a car, every time you try to get a phone, every time you try to do anything, it'll haunt you. It'll haunt you, and it'll haunt you, and it'll haunt you, even if you've changed your life so drastically. You're talking about 18 years old, and then 10 years later, when you're fucking 28 years old, your whole life has changed. You think totally different, but yet that thing that you did when you were 18 is still sticking with you and is still enabling people to put you down and not letting you move on with your life. How do you ever expect American society to move forth, for the economy to get better, for things to change, if you keep people back for little things such as possession of marijuana, or you know, if a person has a drug problem when they were younger, and they got caught with drugs when they were younger, but then they changed up their act. What needs to be done is that people need to be, you know, a person who say got caught with some drugs when they were younger, they need to be monitored, and not by probation officers, because probation officers don't give a fuck, okay? Probation officers are doing their job. They're waiting till you fuck up and throwing you back in jail, and if you don't fuck up, you get off probation. Most likely, they will find something to put your ass back in jail and make your term longer, 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 so they can make more money, more money, more money, because that's all they care about. Things need to be more personalized. People need to sit down with a person and actually look at what they're doing. Okay? Say you committed a crime when you were 18. You had possession of, let's say, a narcotic like cocaine or heroin or something of that nature because you had an addiction, okay? So you get put in jail or you get put in probation, and time goes by, you go to rehab, you get your whole life cleaned up. You're 28 years old now. It's been 10 years since this incident has happened. 10 whole years. But since it's on your record, it's there. It's not going nowhere. Now, your whole life has changed. You're a whole new person. But you can't get a job at a good place. You can't get a phone. You can't get a car. You can't get anything because this thing you did when you were 18 is still haunting you. Is that right? Is that okay? And then they wonder why our economy's bad. They wonder why, you know, people are homeless. They wonder why people aren't working. They wonder why people are doing so bad. They wonder why people are robbing people and stealing. Well, there's your fucking reason. And that's not the only reason. I'm pretty sure we can delve deeply and deeply and deeply and find out millions of reasons why this government and why this country is so fucking corrupt. I am sick and tired of it. And honestly, if I had a choice, I would raise an army of fucking people and rise up against this government. I would fucking fight till the end to get this country back to the way it used to be, where people who worked and people who paid their dues got respect and got what they deserved. That's not the way it is anymore, people. We can work, we can sweat, we can burn, we can do everything. We can be labored and slapped to death. We can work for the fucking company. And it does not matter. If you're not up here in the franchise owners and the Wall Street people and the fucking doctors and the lawyers, if you're not here, you're fucking here. The middle is not booming no longer. This country used to survive and thrive on middle America. There is no middle America. I live in middle America, and let me tell you something about middle America. We're not too fucking middle. Here's middle, here's low. Nowadays, middle America's about here, okay? It's not here anymore. We're right here with the poor people. They're a little bit poor, but not fucking much. Not much at all. We can barely make it by. End of story. End of video. If you that are listening to me have any doubt about what I'm saying, do your research. And if you agree with what I'm saying, then maybe we should join forces. You know, it does say, I believe in the Constitution, or some bullshit, that if we as a people don't believe our government is doing what we think is in the best interest of our country, if we do not believe that the government is doing things to benefit our country, that we as a people united can stand up against that said government and change it. Now, we all bitch, we all moan, we all make videos, we all talk and write articles and draw pictures and make music. But have any of us really stood up and did something? Do you think it's time? Because I do. I think it's time. That's all I gotta say. Test Dummy motherfucking 22. This is real talk. Real fucking talk. 22 all day.